Just a quick video today on some of the changes I'm making in the food forest over the winter. This is one of the original food forest areas that we planted when we arrived, mostly because it's up on the building platform, so it was easy to get to and easy to maintain. There's a few of these plants that have been there since then. This rosemary that we've got has been here since the start, so is the lavender. This fig tree up here that's lost all its leaves now. All have been here since the start. I'll insert a photo of what this, or a couple of photos of what this has looked like over the years. There's been a few changes as we've kind of learnt to adapt to some of the surroundings, as the soil's improved, and as a few other things have happened. So we've got a few target crops in here. One of the very, very long-term species is this carob here. This carob's probably getting close to 10 years old now. It's maybe a metre tall. Very, very slow to establish, but looks gorgeous, so we'll keep it. And behind there we've got a Japanese raisin, which was just planted this year, which will hopefully come up and be a bit of a faster growing deciduous canopy up in there. The rosemary in desperate need of a prune, but will just stay as a bit of a shrub in here. The bees love it, and it's so hardy it survives pretty much anything. What we were missing is ground cover. So when we first planted this out, we had a bunch of trees and shrubs, and that was great. We also had Jerusalem artichokes and comfrey, which have almost phased out. The comfrey's still there, but the Jerusalem artichokes are gone now. What that meant was that our original ground cover that we planted, we had oregano and thyme mostly in here. They didn't survive being in the understory of the Jerusalem artichokes. So that was a bit of a lesson in timing, that if you're going to have like the Jerusalem artichokes, then it's going to be too shady for the ground covers. But now that those have phased out and we've got some of these taller trees, we've got a couple of natives, we've got a senna, and we've got the fig there. We've also got some tittonia in here as well. Now that those are getting a bit taller, it's exposing the ground layer again, and we're having to come back through and cover that up basically. So I've just been through today and I've planted some lemon balm. We've got a few shrubbies that I'm hoping will fill out now that there's a bit more light. We've got pepino, sage, some anise hyssop over here. That's probably most of the shrubby things at this end. This senna will actually come out this winter. It's getting a bit tall and scraggly, and it's kind of just in the way at the moment. So that's going to come out, and I'll replace that with either a feijoa or a cherry guava, something a bit shade tolerant to sit under the canopy of some of these other things, but will still fill out that sort of mid-level height underneath the fig, and probably underneath this little oak leaf papaya that's growing down in there. You probably can't see it in its little cage. And further along, this bit's actually doing reasonably well, mostly because it's got tittonia and pineapple sage filling in the sort of ground cover roll and covering up that spot. I've got the loquat growing really well. The macadamia is starting to come in. What I'm going to do though is come in and plant a mulberry in behind all this. I don't have any really quick growing trees in this particular corner at the moment, so I'll come in with the mulberry, and that will hopefully fill in that space in the corner above the tittonia and pineapple sage, just until the loquat and macadamia get established. But even then, with the loquat and macadamia being evergreen, I'll probably leave the mulberry up over the top. being deciduous, it shouldn't matter too much. I think that's about the only changes. I have planted some thyme in under here. It looks a bit sad being wintry, but this is on the northern face of this particular edge of the food forest, so hopefully in the summertime it'll still get a bit of light in underneath that loquat. So that's the major changes, I think. Come back another time of year and see how it's going.